Hi, I'm Jessica Ace, and today I want to talk about the topic of power. So, a few years ago, I was sitting in my bed with a hot cup of tea and my dog Basil cozied up next to me. And I was furiously writing in my journal, trying to process the end of a relationship. And what was interesting is that I wasn't usually someone who wrote in a journal, but for some reason, I'd kept a record of this entire relationship. And as I looked back through what I'd written, the reality of what had happened hit me in my stomach, almost making me want to throw up. You know that feeling when it's like the life force energy just drains out of you? Well, that was it. And reading my own words, I realized just how much I had altered myself to accommodate this other, in retrospect, pretty irrelevant person. I'd kept quiet to keep the peace. I'd held back my opinion to avoid the silent treatment. I'd definitely hidden my anger. And I'd learned to toe the line and be the person I thought I needed to be to keep things running smoothly. You know, kind, easygoing, supportive, agreeable. And the interesting thing is, there I was thinking I was practicing really good relational skills, and I was so proud of myself for my maturity and the calm way I was handling things. But actually, all I was doing was suppressing who I was, who I am. And I remember reading through my own words and not recognizing myself at all. I'd always seen myself as pretty autonomous and strong and as somebody with really solid boundaries. Pretty over-boundaried, actually. But now I saw the small, contracted person who had completely lost her sense of self. And I felt, I suppose, disappointment and also shame and anger that I'd let this happen, that I'd let myself drift so far off from my inner anchor. And it was in that moment, sitting in bed with that life-changing journal, that I made a commitment to being so fiercely centered in my own inner truth and agency that I would never give my power away like that again. And I've worked with hundreds of women over the years. So many of them smart, successful, talented, really experienced, super brilliant women. And yet every single one of us gives our power away in at least one area of our lives. It might be in a relationship like me, it might be with family, it might be at work. Some of us give our power away to the expectations of others. Maybe it's to perfectionism. Maybe it's to the importance we place on how we're perceived by others, but we all do it. And the reason we do it is because we've drifted from our inner authority. And I now know that the only way to stop giving power away is to know your personal truth and to make sure you stay centered in it, no matter what. No matter how things change, no matter how other people behave. Staying centered in your truth is the answer to being the person you want to be and living the life you want to live. So if you're feeling this in your gut right now, please know that you're not alone. And I also want you to know that the story can change. That's exactly what the Bright Light Leaders program is designed to do. It's designed to help you find and commit so fully to your inner truth and agency that handing over your power is no longer an option. So if this resonates with you and you're ready to break this pattern, the next group of Bright Light Leaders starts at the end of July, and I'd love for you to join.